Everywhere you look in Berlin, you can see buildings covered in graffiti. From east to west, you can see the tallest structures scarred with the names of taggers marking their territory. It was as if Berlin was built especially to showcase the most impressive street art. Compared to London, it seems that the taggers are allowed to be free to create. From first impressions, someone would think that Germany was just copying a huge craze created in the Boogie Down Bronx almost 3 decades ago. But the art of scribbling on the wall has been mastered since the turn of the 20th century.
What I don't like, one thing is graffitis, one thing is something nice, and there's all these people that just write their names on top of something already done.
I love the graffiti all over it. I've been photographing a lot of the graffiti around, not just on the wall, but around Berlin. I think it's amazing. It usually makes a bigger political statement and a more artistic statement than the graffiti we usually see in America.
In 1902, it became a criminal offence to write anything on a public building, and if caught doing it, you could face jail or community service. The law was abolished at the start of the 1930s, just in time for the rise of Hitler. The Nazis adopted "if you can't beat them, join them" attitude with the taggers. They used graffiti to promote their racist propaganda. It started with a Jewish person's nose and ended with the bullet. Here in Sachsenhausen, there is no array of colours and creativity, just shades of white, black and grey, and a history covered in red. The place should stand as a constant reminder of the true strength of what graffiti possesses. It's hard to believe that a wall separated an entire city only 20 years ago. Here in Checkpoint Charlie, many died trying to escape to the more free West. When you look around, you can still see what used to divide this city.
It just, to me, I know it sounds quite harsh, but unless I've seen it, I've got to sort of see it to believe it. And I know it happened, but I mean, emotionally, it doesn't affect me unless I experience it. So it was more like I took in the art more, all the art on the wall, and that I took in the art's meaning rather than what the wall meant. Even though the wall was quite a big significance, I think the art on the wall meant a lot more to me.
The Berlin Wall, which used to stand for division, has now become a giant canvas for graffiti artists.
I like the colors, sometimes I like the style, sometimes it's crap, sometimes it's just like nothing. But, you know, when it's just a tag or just a name or anything without any message. Sometimes it's difficult to read them because you can't really read. As I'm not into hip-hop really and not into graffiti, so I sometimes I can't read them, so I just see them and I think, wow, this looks really great.
After the war, Berlin decided to hit back at the graffiti artist. It was once again illegal to spray or tag anything on a public building, but the graffiti artists found a loophole. By using cutouts, artists are able to apply beautiful images up to 4 stories high, images that can be seen miles away. In no time, cutouts were being seen all over Berlin.
I guess it depends on the context of it. Like something like this, which is kind of a, I don't know, commemoration or a celebration or whatever, it's probably not a crime at all. But you know, going around and tagging on top of it.
They show different emotions like love, anger, political views, some comedy views, some comments just showing that who's been here, what they've done.
Well, the thing that sticks out about Kreuzberg and the Berlin Wall is the type of graffiti they use. It's not like in London where it's just a bunch of kids tagging their names saying, oh, I've been here, I've been there. It's really meaningful, it's really art-based, it's really impressive.
The first thing that I saw when I was at the wall was them 2 kissing, and I thought they were like the 2 first gay presidents of something. But when Diana told us that it was a tradition to kiss in the cheeks and kiss in the lips.
Между мостом Шиллингбрюке и Восточным портом политическая граница с Западным Берлином проходила в юго-западном направлении по берегу Шпрee в районе Кройцберг. Сама река по всей ширине принадлежала к Восточному Берлину.
Even though it seems that there's a piece of street art on every corner you turn in Berlin, some still consider it vandalism. But NTSP Cafe in Kreuzberg is an example of how graffiti is started to get accepted into mainstream culture.
Do you think people do graffiti to show emotion, maybe anger, political views?
No. Basically, the person, in my opinion, the graffiti, the writer, if he knows it or not, he communicates an essence of his existence. Do you get this? Yeah, this is what he does. Emotion is far away from this. Emotion is even the opposite of it. But this is the difference between tagging and graffiti, basically. Because a graffiti shows emotion, of course. He has a direct message. The message of a tag is a graphical message. And it is between what shows this message is the relation of the components of a tag, which is lines and points. And this is what I find interesting, basically. And this is why we have this gallery and this kind of exhibition here.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it, move it. All girls all over the world. Original King Julian for the case, man. I love how all the girls move their body. And when you move your body, you don't move it nice and sweet and sassy, alright? Woman, you're cute, and you don't need no makeup. Original cute body makeup on model. Woman, you're cute, and you don't need no makeup. Original cute body makeup on model. Woman, physically fit, physically fit, physically fit. Woman, physically fit, physically fit, physically fit. Woman, nice, sweet, fantastic. Bring your body out to the big tight and woman, nice, sweet, energetic. Bring your body out to the big tight and woman, nice, sweet, fantastic. Bring your body out to the big tight and woman, nice, sweet.